Hello students and aspiring nomads, Drew Taylor with Digital Nomad University, and in this video I want to show you exactly how to write copy that converts. This is the ultimate copywriting blueprint. Come check it out. Guys, welcome back to Digital Nomad University, where we teach you how to build a digital lifestyle business around the things that you are actually passionate about. And so if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button over there. And if you would, go ahead and hit that bell notification as well. I don't know what these hand gestures are for, but it just feels right. Just so that you get notified every time I put out a new video, because getting you free is the name of the game. So in this video, as mentioned, we're actually going to walk you through exactly how to write sales copy that converts, right? And this is really the ultimate blueprint. I've seen and taken courses and things, that basically kind of say, hey, here's the best way to do it. And while there's a lot of different methods out there, this is one of the simplest, easiest to remember, and just like one of the processes that makes the most sense. And so I'm going to jump into that right now. But if you haven't already, there's also going to be a link down below where you can join the Digital Nomad University Facebook community. We're dropping nuggets of value all day, every day. We've got now over almost 1,200 members really in just like the last 6 months. So things are growing like a weed. And so if you are looking to build a lifestyle business around the things that you're passionate about, jump in there and let's all grow together. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up a Google Doc here, just so that we're on the same page. And I would send this to you, but I cannot take credit for this. This is actually a podcast that I listened to just the other day. Was some incredible nuggets of information. And while a lot of this stuff, it's pretty elementary, meaning, I've been doing this for quite some time, I didn't have as clean of a process of getting it out there to my audience. And so I'm really, really excited to share it with you guys. And so this actually comes from a gentleman named Ray Edwards, actually. So if you want to check him out, check out rayedwards.com and you can learn all kinds of stuff about him. Sorry, I'm trying to get my stuff to go away here. And so what he did is he has simplified the sales copy process in order to turn or convert, warm leads, warm prospects into actual customers, actual buyers. And he made it very, very simple, right? He uses the acronym PASTOR to basically show, kind of like the best sales cycle that you can use via email. And so I'm just going to type these out as we go along here. And, so we don't waste any time, I'm just going to jump right into it, guys. If you guys aren't already doing it, like, email is still king, will be for quite some time. Obviously, there's people doing a lot of stuff with automation bots and things like that on Facebook these days. But when it comes to having somebody's email, you have a direct invite into their inbox. And, while email might not be, as hot as it was 5 years ago or so, people are still checking their emails. And that is how a majority of sales are being done online as far as the follow-up process goes, right? You can get, 1 million people to your offer, but if you're not following up with them, then you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And I've talked about this in previous videos, but it takes a new customer or prospect about 7 times of seeing your offer before they actually make a buying decision. So this is set up perfectly. It's actually a 6-step process. You can turn it into more emails than that if you need to, but it's a very simple way to get your customer to that buying decision over the course of building a relationship with them. And so Ray actually goes into the reason why he chose the acronym PASTOR. And the reason for using the word pastor for this process is because the word pastor originally, kind of boils down to being a shepherd, right? And so, when you're being a shepherd, you're basically kind of like tending to the flock, and you're kind of like leading them in a direction that they need to go in order to be safe or, essentially reach their end goal. And so I really like that example, not only because, I think shepherds are really cool and, has very, very synonymous meanings with, the Bible and Jesus and how he led his people, etc. And so I just really like it. I agree with what he says, literally 100%. And so I want you guys to take some nuggets from this as well. But let's go ahead, jump into it, and we'll go ahead and start with P here. So first off, we've got P and then we'll do ASTOR. So we'll just go through all this together, guys. So first off, when it comes to writing sales copy emails, in order to close these, these leads, these prospects, these potential buyers, P stands for your problem. So, aka email number one, or as people are growing in that relationship, as you're shepherding them to make this buying decision, or at least to get them the information that they're looking for. P, standing for problem, is you want to make sure you're calling out their problem in the email. And as I mentioned, this is kind of like stuff that a lot of people might know, but this process that you're going to take them through is absolute gold. So just keep that in mind and run with me here, because when we can call out their problem and we can speak from that level of, hey, I was once there as well. Here's the issues I was having. I was upset about this, or, if it's in the weight loss realm or fitness, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired, I didn't have the energy to play with my kids. I felt, depressed every time I would look in the mirror, etc. You got to go ahead and hit that problem and make sure that, you guys are on the same page. This type of polarity marketing is going to push out the people who are not interested in what you're doing, but it's going to elevate the people who truly are interested in your message and your product, ultimately. Now, A is, and I've heard this a few different ways, but I'm going to just go with what he says, is you want to go ahead and in email too, you want to amplify that problem. You want to make it as big and as nasty as possible, because you want people to get to a point where they're over it. They are done, sitting around, not doing anything about it and not addressing the problem. So you want to go ahead and amplify that problem, or some people and some other marketers would say you want to agitate that problem. So the next email, is you want to take them through, and amplify that problem. Just go in more depth, and a good way, and he actually talked about this on the podcast, a good way to kind of amplify that problem is to put yourself in your ideal customer, ideal prospect shoes, right? So if it is this person who's overweight, what does a normal day look like for this person? And understand this is a person who is actually looking for answers, looking for solutions. So if you kind of walk through their day, you can think about their morning, maybe what they're having for breakfast, the thoughts that they're thinking before they go into work, the thoughts that they're thinking when people look at them as they enter the office. Maybe the person in traffic is giving them a scowl. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that you can amplify on that really go to the core and go to the emotional psyche of this person. So take that problem, amplify it, and then go ahead and blast that out to them. You just want to let them know that you've been in their shoes and you actually have a solution, right? So he actually says story to solution, right? So rather than just saying, hey, here's a solution to the problem, you need to give them a detailed story of your own experience, if at all possible, or maybe someone that you've worked with in the past. Here's their story, and here is how they found the solution through my program or what I'm offering, etc. And so make sure that, once again, people are emotional creatures. And so if you can make this as emotional as possible, obviously, do not go overboard to the point where you're fibbing on what you're putting out there. Make sure it's real, legitimate content, real, legitimate stories, but just make sure that you're going into the ins and outs of what these people are thinking and feeling, etc. And S is make sure you tell that a story of how that person found a solution. Now, T here is for your transformation or testimony. Now, once again, this transformation story could be your own. It could be one of your students. It could be one of your clients. It could be one of your, one of your partners. Anyone who you're connected with who's actually seen results on the program that you are promoting or on the offer. Maybe it's a digital course. Maybe it is an ebook that you're selling on how to help people, lose weight, something along those lines. Make sure you have a transformation story, either that or, cue in on a testimony from someone who's actually been there, done that, has seen the results that you're looking for. Now, the story or solution is going to be different than transformation and testimony, because the story and solution is going to be like, hey, here's where I was. Here's what I found off the solution. Now, transformation is going to be more of like the back end story, more of like the mindset of the transformation that went in, from going, I was making excuses on a daily basis of why I couldn't do this. But after I took this course or I took this pill or whatever else, it gave me the motivation and the drive. And because of, Drew's help, he helped me get to where I want to be. So it's more of like the back end story or that testimony that really kind of dives deep into that. Now, O is eventually you've got to go ahead and you got to throw an offer out there. You got to say, hey, I've been emailing you about this. I've kind of given you, the back end. I've told you some stories. We've talked about the transformations. Now, O is going to be, here's the offer, right? And so Ray is definitely not for make a discounting anything. He said he never discounts a single product that he sells, and that's huge. Now, you can go ahead and say, hey, we're only going to be running this for the first 30 people, and then the price is going to go up, but never say, if the price is $300, never give it a discount to $200. If it starts at $200 and then goes up to $300, totally different story, and posture is everything. So technically, if you want to say it that way, email number 5 would be the offer, and you want to make sure that you get that out there. Be bold about it. I mean, you've been providing value to these people. You've been telling them how this is going to help them. So if you truly believe that it will, make sure you're bold in that offer when you're sending that out in email form. Now R, and then we will get you guys on your merry way. R is for the response, okay? And so the response is, you've made the offer. You want to go ahead and send a follow-up email to that to get a response from them. Either yes, I want it. No, not for me, or maybe in the near future, just not yet. And so you're typically going to get one of those 3 responses. But overall, when it comes down to your response, you're mainly just asking them to buy. Simple as that, right? This is not a hard close. This is just you being real. You've provided them enough value. You've showed them exactly the type of transformation that they can look forward to. And so if they truly are looking for a solution, then it just makes sense to go ahead and invest with you, whether that is, your program, your course, a supplement, etc. So this works, which I love, for literally any niche, any industry, etc. And as I mentioned, this is really the most simple format that I have found to really write copy that actually converts into sales. So I'm not going to, keep this going on for too long, guys. As mentioned, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and knock that bell so we can get all connected and you can get heads up on the videos. And then join the Digital Nomad University community where we can all chat in here. You guys can talk about what's going on in your business, or maybe you haven't started one yet. Well, we've got all the answers inside the group. So hopefully you can come and join us. But for now, that's all I got for you guys. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you on the next video.